Veteran director James Gunn's upcoming Superman film starring David Corenswet is inspired by two very distinctive things, which Gunn loved. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. There are two different films that explain what it means when a director says that they were inspired by mythology to create the film. Coincidentally, both Zack Snyder and James Gunn were talking about their own take on Superman while saying the same thing. The first one is the very obvious reference to Tom Cruise's flights from the iconic Top Gun franchise where some iconic jets take flight. Well, Gunn had some thoughts about his upcoming film. In a Q&A after the press preview, the veteran director talked about how Superman's dynamics are going to be with the rest of the world. According to James Gunn, Superman exists in a world where he has to work with other superheroes too. According to the talks via Variety, Gunn stated that he is going to include all of the Superman mythology associated with the character. Superhero movies have taken these characters and said, okay, it's Batman or it's Superman, but it's not any of the other stuff. We're embracing all of the Superman mythology. He has friends who are other superheroes. He has people he doesn't get along as well with who are other superheroes. He has a lot of the things that we love from the Superman comics that we haven't been able to see as much of in film media and definitely haven't been able to see in a grounded way, which is what I hope we've created. However, this isn't all the things that the Guardians of the Galaxy director had to say about his upcoming project. Since the teaser for Superman is already making rounds around the internet, fans are curious about what the story will entail. From Christopher Reeve's Superman to Henry Cavill's iconic portrayal, there have been several Superman iterations in Hollywood. For James Gunn, however, the inspiration seems to be very different from most Superman films. The world of Metropolitan and Gotham City is very modern and tech-heavy in the DCU, as well as the DCU and the comic books. Hence, there is a less sense of wonder while looking at some iconic scenes in these films. That's what James Gunn observed, that if Superman is this fantastical character, then the setting should also be somewhat different for this character. As the Q&A further continued, Gunn revealed that he had two inspirations for his take on the role of Superman. Gunn's universe shares as many elements with Game of Thrones as it does with the Marvel Universe. Well, the world is certainly awaiting the release of James Gunn's Superman, and especially how Gunn will include his Game of Thrones inspiration in the upcoming film. With David Corenswet in the lead role and Gunn helming the project as its director, Superman is slated for a release date of July 11th, 2025 in theaters across the U.S. He has people he doesn't get along as well with who are other superheroes. He has a lot of the things that we love from the Superman comics that we haven't been able to see as much of in film media and definitely haven't been able to see in a grounded way, which is what I hope we've created. However, this isn't all the things that the Guardians of the Galaxy director had to say about his upcoming project. Since the teaser for Superman is already making rounds around the internet, fans are curious about what the story will entail. Superman teaser trailer is out, and DC fans are loving James Gunn's version of Man of Steel. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn's Superman has dropped its first teaser trailer, and it has received a positive response from the world over. Gunn's film is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated films of 2025. From the teaser, it appears that Gunn has checked every box to make DC fandom happy. David Corenswet will play this iteration of Superman. Rachel Brosnahan plays Lois Lane, while Nicholas Hoult appears as the classic Superman villain Lex Luthor. Other confirmed cast members of the film include Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Maria Gabriela DeFaria as the engineer, Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, Terrence Rosemore as Otis, Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho, and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. Even before the teaser trailer, James Gunn gave us hints that comics would play a huge part in his Superman film. More recent superhero film directors have received the wrath of the audience for steering away from the source material for the sake of originality. However, Gunn plans to reel in the comic book fandom by giving them what they exactly want. Fans saw a Man of Steel who is more relatable and spreads optimism around. Particularly, one scene in the trailer where David Corenswet's character swoops in to save a girl from crashing debris is something classic Superman does. Superman stands as hope for the people as the chant Superman gets louder and louder during the run of the teaser. It is further highlighted in the teaser when a young boy raises a flag with the S symbol and whispers Superman's name during a time of crisis. Gunn himself mentioned the inspiration from comic books during an interview. He shared with comicbook.com, "There's a lot of stuff from the comic books above and beyond anything else, All-Star Superman, that influenced me more than anything. The comic-accurate costumes, the settings, and even the plethora of characters and Easter eggs that flash through the scenes look all promising. We even have Krypto the Superdog in the movie." The first thing that hits us right from the moment Superman crash lands at the beginning of the trailer is the bright colors of the teaser. James Gunn nailed the character and the world's tone with these colors. The colorful filter also helps bring hope and optimism into the film. The color choice also gives the character a classic look, which many fans point out to be a prime attraction in this trailer. Adding to the color tone, fans didn't know they needed to hear a twist on John Williams' iconic Superman theme from the 70s to get in the spirit. The moody theme perfectly balances out the cheery colors, giving fans a satisfactory experience from the teaser. This Superman is also going to be kissy-kissy, as we see a couple of smooches between David Cornsweet's Clark Kent and Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane. It appears that Superman doesn't need to hide his identity from Lois. Given the manner in which things ended at DCU, James Gunn's Superman is expected to face obvious comparisons with Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. However, many felt that Gunn understands Superman better than Snyder. The Guardians of the Galaxy director understands that the DC superhero needs to be relatable and not a dark, gritty portrayal. In an attempt to modernize Superman, Snyder gave a more serious approach to Henry Cavill's Superman. While it appealed to a certain section of fans, Cavill's version wasn't the superhero that kids grew up with. The blue hue color tone of the movie itself gave off a sense of darkness. Fans also complained that Cavill's Superman couldn't spread the hope and optimism that the character stood for. Another hot take is that Snyder's movie, while visually unique, wasn't ideal for franchise building due to its more self-contained themes. However, Gunn's vision for the Superman universe feels expansive, even reminding us of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man as a foundation for a broader franchise. It has already been mentioned that the teaser carries a classic look to it and that John Williams' music works perfectly for it. If these two factors don't scream James Gunn's inspiration for the film, we don't know what will. Throughout the teaser, fans can see the influence of Richard Donner's Superman films. Even the visual text in between scenes resembles the font that the 1978 film used. Before Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, fans were privy to live-action Superman through actor Christopher Reeve. Fans would generally like to forget about the Brandon Routh version, though not due to any fault on the actor's part.